Hello world, and welcome back to another Cinema Nostalgica video. This time we will be looking into movie recommendations in one of my favorite movie genres, which I am calling dreamy weekend midlife crisis movies. A dreamy weekend midlife crisis movie would most likely feature elements of introspection, nostalgia, and a sense of yearning for something elusive. It's a captivating journey of self-discovery with emotional resonance. These movies are mostly set in amazing, breathtaking locations, and with the beautiful cinematography, these films are likely to transport you into the inner worlds of its characters as they navigate through tumultuous situations or like a midlife crisis. Through encounters with enigmatic strangers, moments of quiet reflection, and unexpected twists of fate, they confront their deepest desires, regrets, and unfulfilled dreams and drama. I have carefully curated these movies as they always seem to invoke some inner feelings for me. These movies are rarely used as background noise for me because I always seem to be so enthralled in them, like it's my first time watching. Some are very popular while others are more niche, and some you may have never heard of before. So if you are drawn to stories that navigate the ethereal realms of the human experience while grappling with the complexities of a midlife crisis, then you have come to the right place. First on our list is Vicky, Cristina, Barcelona, a romantic comedy directed by Woody Allen. I have some thoughts about him, maybe that could be discussed in another video, but it is set in the vibrant city of Barcelona, Spain. The film follows the intertwined love lives of two American friends, Vicky, who is played by Rebecca Hall, and Cristina, who is played by Scarlett Johansson, during a summer vacation in Barcelona. So Vicky is a sensible and pragmatic woman who is engaged to be married, while Cristina is more adventurous and free-spirited, and she's seeking the new experiences and passions of life. The two girls then meet a seductive artist, Juan Antonio, who's played by Javier Bardem, who invites them to spend a weekend with him in the beautiful Spanish countryside. As the weekend unfolds, both Vicky and Cristina find themselves drawn to Juan Antonio, leading to romantic entanglements and very emotional complexities. Now, however, it is a complicated situation, which becomes even more chaotic when Juan Antonio's first wife comes into the picture. Now, his first or ex-wife is Maria Elena, who is played by the beautiful Penelope Cruz. She re-enters his life and literally turns it upside down. I absolutely love this film because it explores themes of love, desire, and just the being so unpredictable in human relationships. And there is like some twists in here, a little bit of midlife crisis when one just discovers, have they made the right choices in life? What are they going to do next in their life? And are they even really happy in the life that they have created? I love putting this movie on after a calm weekend and the house is clean and you've cooked your favorite meal, the candles are on, and you just want to relax and watch a feel-good movie. This is also really good if you have maybe had a crush overseas, maybe when you were traveling, or maybe you just saw a cute guy or a cute girl and you just wanted to maybe explore an avenue that you never have and that you never would have in like your normal life. So this movie is great. I love it. The cast is beautiful. The locations are amazing. And it does delve into complex intricacies of relationships. So this is one of my top favorite movies. Very much a comfort movie. I definitely rate this probably an 8.5 out of 10. Number 2 on the list is Dinner with Friends. This is a drama film directed by Norman Jewison. It's based on the Pulitzer Prize winning play of the same name, Dinner with Friends, by Donald Margulies. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. This is one of those movies where it seems like nothing is going on, but if you rewatch it or if you really think about it, there's actually so much that is going on. So this movie delves into the complex nature of marriage, friendship, and fidelity. The story revolves around two couples, Gabe, that's played by Dennis Quaid, and Karen, played by Andy McDowell, Tom, played by Greg Kinnear, and Beth, who is played by Toni Collette. This is one of the first movies that I've seen with Toni Collette, and I mean, that woman can act. I really do love her as an actress. So we have this group of friends. They have been close friends for many years, and their relationships seemed pretty normal, idyllic even, and it's put to the test when Tom and Beth, who are married, announce that they are actually going to get a divorce, and that just shocks the other couple, Gabe and Karen, who has always considered them to be the epitome of a happy couple. As the movie goes on, the film explores the emotional aftermath of Tom and Beth's divorce, how both couples are dealing with it through their friendships, secrets are revealed, tensions rise, and the characters confront uncomfortable truths about themselves and their relationships. This movie was released in 2001, and it has a microscope to marriage, bickering, do we stay together, do we work it out, or do we break up? I love this movie because it shows growth after one goes through a midlife crisis, like a divorce. It shows how life is not over. It also shows aspects of notions like misery loves company, and how some will choose to be stuck in a relationship rather than exploring themselves, being alone, and having the fear of starting over. This movie is great after a long day of work. Maybe you took a shower, took a bath, you have a glass of wine, and you're ready to wind down and watch a little Toni Collette because she's amazing. Lost in Translation. Now, I know we have probably all seen this movie before. The film written and directed by Sofia Coppola, released in 2003, and this movie follows an unlikely friendship between two Americans who form a deep connection while navigating the brilliant landscape of Tokyo, Japan. The unlikely pair form a bond as they are both feeling adrift in their respective lives. They are drifting away from their partners, if not completely divorced already, but they explore the city together. They share intimate conversations and moments of profound connection. In this movie, it seems like both characters are going through their own midlife crises, even though there is a huge age gap. As they navigate the bustling streets of Tokyo, they confront their feelings of loneliness, having existential crisis and uncertainty, and just longing for connection in a foreign world. This movie really triggers my wants and needs of visiting Tokyo, Japan myself, but it is beautifully done, it's beautifully shot, it's definitely one of my favorites, if not my favorite Sofia Coppola movie. Okay, moving right along the list is one of my favorite movies. When I tell you, this movie captivated me in a way that I cannot understand. By the Sea, it is a romantic drama filmed and released in 2015, written and directed by Angelina Jolie. It also stars Angelina Jolie and, of course, Brad Pitt. The movie is set in the 1970s and it explores the complex dynamics of a troubled marriage against the backdrop of the most amazing, picturesque, beautiful French seaside resort. This is a side note, but one of the major key factors of what makes a drama a weekend dreamy midlife crisis movie, it has to be a good location. And when I tell you, By the Sea is one of the most beautiful set locations that I could have ever expected, it definitely takes the cake. The story follows Vanessa, who is played by Angelina Jolie, and Roland, who is played by Brad Pitt. They were a glamorous, once super passionate married couple who are now drifting apart. After they set up camp in their seaside hotel, their relationships that they are trying to rekindle is just bombarded with intimacy issues, emotional baggage, and just a lot of unresolved stuff in their past that they have tried to brush off to the side, but it is boiling up, and the tension is you could cut it with a knife in this film. As mentioned, this movie is visually stunning, but after seeing the acting of Brad Pitt and Angelina and knowing that they are actually a couple in real life and they're playing their own couple in this movie, you could just tell that there is so much passion that goes into their craft and into their relationships, and it's just kind of wild that they keep making films together. I mean, if you thought Mr. and Mrs. Smith was good, wait till you see By the Sea. And wow, I did not realize we have yet another Woody Allen film. It seems like I just cannot escape this guy. I'm so sorry, y'all. But Blue Jasmine is actually a really good movie and very high up on my list. And this is all due to Cate Blanchett. I mean, that woman can capture any role and just nail it every single time. So Cate Blanchett plays Jasmine French, who is a wealthy New York socialite who experiences a dramatic fall from grace and must rebuild her life from the ground up. Without giving too much away, Jasmine is stripped financially and goes to stay with her sister who takes her in. And we are literally seeing this woman spiral before our eyes. It is like a car crash that we just cannot look away from. The beauty is shown not only in California's landscapes, but in Jasmine's stylish outfits that she managed to keep from her quote unquote old money life, and her Louis Vuitton suitcases that she parades around, even though she is on her literal last leg financially and dealing with the mental toll of her circumstances. Next on our list is the movie W.E., which is a romantic film directed by Madonna, released in 2011. The film tells a dual narrative intertwining the story of King Edward VIII's relationship with American divorcee Wallis Simpson in the 1930s with a contemporary love story set in 1998. In the contemporary storyline, a lonely New Yorker becomes obsessed with the marriage and romance between Edward and Wallis. She immerses herself into their world and embarks on her own self-discovery and romance, finding parallels between her own life and that of the historical figures she idolizes. To my understanding, this movie received mixed reviews, and I am honestly shocked about it. I think Madonna did a wonderful job at directing this. The film is absolutely stunning. It juxtaposes the glamour and opulence of the 1930s with the modern day struggles of our leading ladies. The dual narrative structure and just the film itself explores themes of love, desire, and the pursuit of personal freedom that can go across different time periods. Wow, I cannot believe I am saying this yet again. I am genuinely in shock, but we have yet another Woody Allen movie. This is the last movie that we're going to talk about on this list, and it is definitely one of my favorites. It is Match Point, a psychological thriller film released in 2005. Set in the busy streets of London, the film follows Chris Wilton, who is a former professional tennis player who is now is turned instructor, who becomes entangled into a web of deceit and desire amongst the London's high society crowd. Chris's midlife crisis seems to be one of his own doing as he carefully constructs this facade and he begins to unravel. He is led to a series of tragic events that accumulate in such a chilling conclusion. I definitely recommend watching Match Point. It is gripping and suspenseful. It has themes of love, betrayal, and the dark side of human nature. As we wrap up this recommendation list, I just wanted to highlight a few points on what makes these movies special, what is the common threads between them, and really what makes them like this dreamy weekend midlife crisis movie genre that I have touched on a few times. One of which being complex relationships. Each of these movies explores the interwoven nature of human relationships, whether they are romantic, family, or even platonic. They all delve into the dynamics between the characters, highlighting nuances of love, friendship, betrayal, and forgiveness. A big one here is identity and self-discovery. All of these films grapple with questions of identity and self-discovery. Going from Dinner with Friends, and even in W.E., all the characters undergo journeys of personal growth and introspection. And finally, one of my favorite themes, and actually why I just love drama movies so much, is the emotional depth and realism. Across all of these movies, there is a focus on portraying authentic human emotions and experiences. The characters are multi-dimensional, they are flawed, they are relatable, and they allow viewers to empathize with their struggles and with their triumphs. They give us a peek into human nature by creating these circumstances and these opportunities that one may have, and it kind of makes us discover what we would do if we were in that situation, or what we wouldn't do if we were in that situation. As the viewers of these movies, we can empathize with all these characters as they search for meaning and fulfillment. These characters also have a desire for change and renewal, which we have all felt in our lives, and as well as reckoning with past choices, wondering if we made the right path, are we on the right track? That question which lingers in our minds all the time, especially if you are actually living and dealing with a midlife crisis. A midlife crisis will prompt you to explore your identity, who you really are as a person, and what you want out of life. Navigating transitions and the uncertainty is really what is shown in all of these movies, and it is definitely what we are dealing with in our daily lives, no matter how old you are, if you're going through a midlife, a quarter life, or just dealing with life, especially in these days and times. So thank you all so much for watching. If you have seen any of these movies, please go ahead and leave me a comment below. I would love to see if you did. If you have any recommendations of movies that kind of fit along this genre, super niche title that I have self-coined, please let me know. I would really like to add them to my movie list. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.